Good day, and welcome to Hiroshima University's English Podcast.
広島大学イングリッシュポッドキャスト異文化ディスカッションへようこそ。この番組異文化ディスカッションでは、広島大学に学ぶ留学生をゲストに招き、東広島での学生生活や身近な話題について英語で話してもらいます。広島大学のKai、Pearline、そしておなじみ K の3人を迎えてのトークも今回が最終回となります。今回は3人と聞き手のJoe Lauerさんが日本と関係の深いさまざまな国との摩擦について語り合います。それではごゆっくりどうぞ。
Hi everyone, thanks again for coming to our cross-culture talk. I'm Joe.
I'm Kai.
And I'm Pearline.
And Kay.
Right, and again we're talking about cross-culture friction here.
Ooh.
Very serious stuff, right? From a base of Japan, let's go right to the most serious, it seems like friction if you watch TV, China. Yeah, today we're kind of talking about different countries around the world. So let's start with China. What kind of experiences have you had? Anything? The closest one to Japan. Anything?
Kind of aggressive, I think. Sometimes I feel they are aggressive.
Oh, you mean the people
yeah,
even?
People,
Right.
Yeah.
By aggressive, can you give an example?
For example, they are really hard workers.
Okay.
Of course, there are some Chinese students in my lab, and
Okay.
like they come really early in the morning and leave really late at night. So I wonder when they sleep, and that's because they wanna leave a nice result and great paper. Like they wanna publish.
In other words,
paper.
they're really working hard. They're
Yes.
trying hard.
But also, there was kind of negative side of that characteristic. Sometimes they don't admit their fault. I feel. So sometimes I respect. Sometimes feel kind of scared.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the fun part of talking with them. So.
Related to what Kay said, like I often see in the news that like Chinese tourists tend to be aggressive.
Oh yeah.
But since in Japan it's really harmonized, it's really soft. So when Chinese tourists go to the tourist spots, it causes conflict sometimes. That's what I see in news sometimes.
Yeah, like from the news, it's the same thing as Kai, and also for the government policies. Like, I always have an image of China as very strict for like SNS and stuff like that.
Right.
They don't
Yeah,
have
but
Facebook.
for the people that I've actually met, I've met Chinese people that are very strict to themselves, like Kay said, but I also know some friends that are like very loose.
Oh,
really?
Like, yeah.
Yes.
They take their time with everything. I think Kai knows what I'm talking
Right.
Yeah,
Ideal
and like
student, huh?
yeah, very loose and not like so strict on themselves in a good way though.
Very chill.
Yes,
Good.
I think there's both people, which is like for every country.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
And I have basically studied Chinese for about 20 years. And so here in Japan, I've met a lot of students and things like that, talk with them. And all of them seem like nice people.
Yeah.
Right? Especially they try to learn the Japanese culture.
Yes.
Their Japanese is so good. And so we really haven't met too many people in China. The people who come here are the
They're
greatest.
wonderful, yeah.
The
Yes,
best,
they
right?
are.
Okay, let's go to the other really big country in the
Okay.
world, the superpower, the
Hello.
United States. Right. What kind of images do you have of the United States? Or any bad feelings like that, for example?
Hamburger.
Hamburgers.
Hamburger, yes.
But that's okay. Any other impressions of America? Of course, nobody likes Trump, right?
Yeah, I hope he's not listening to this podcast, but yeah.
Good point. Any other impressions of
I
America?
think the biggest is English.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Japanese
Yeah.
student, from my experience, like Japanese students tend to become scared of English sometimes. So for example, there's an international student from the United States, and he started speaking good English.
Yes.
The Japanese students might be shy to speak because of her or his English. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Any other images of America? How about crime? Is there a
Crime,
lot of
oh.
crime in America, do you think, you
I
guys?
think, like, one image that pops in everyone's minds of America is guns.
Yes.
Right.
Guns.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have one on me, so.
Are you sure?
Don't be
She's
scared.
safe.
She's
Don't be
sure?
scared. yeah, I left it at home.
Okay.
You left that at home.
Yeah, because last week you bought it.
Do you think a lot of Americans have guns?
Well, for me, when I was living in America, no one around me had guns.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you
So-
just didn't know.
Or maybe I just didn't know. But I only thought that it was a problem, an actual problem, when I came to Japan and I heard a lot of news about the gun controls.
That's right.
And also because I was only 8 years old, I wasn't worried about guns and stuff like that. I was just worried about ice cream. And,
Oh yeah, actually.
That's right. I've lived in America a long time, and I'll kind of agree with Pearline. The people that we know don't have guns.
Yeah.
Most Americans, I think, don't have guns.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard some statistics that say about maybe 20% of American families have a gun. 20%, but that 20% often those guns involve hunting and things like that.
I see.
And so most people,
hobbies.
most Americans think the guns are dangerous, so they don't have them in their house, I think. Wait, let's go on to some more countries. For example, South Korea. Any impressions of people from South Korea?
K-pop.
Have you had any
Oh, yeah,
K-pop? Good.
Yeah, I
Drama.
think they've been more like Japanese friendly, I guess, or
Oh, yeah. Okay,
or
very
maybe
good.
Japanese
yeah, that's
people
true,
are
too.
adapting to Korean culture. I think
Okay.
even more than.
So you think
before.
young people basically have good images of
Yes,
South Korea?
yes,
Yeah.
especially girls, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think that the South Korean music and the fashion is very popular in Japan,
Yes,
so
and
they have a
cosmetics.
very good positive image of it.
Good, good.
Yeah.
How about North Korea?
Ah.
We never have a chance to meet anyone from
Yeah,
North
never.
Korea.
Or like we cannot have enough information to have an opinion towards that
Ah.
country.
If anyone listening to this podcast is from North Korea, please let us know.
Yeah.
He or she could
Yeah.
join.
Yeah,
Yes.
please
Oh,
send
yeah,
us some
join
questions.
us.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you're
yeah.
listening,
Join us,
please
join
come.
us.
We want to hear your opinions. That's right. Good, good, good. How about the Philippines? What are your images of the Philippines?
Very friendly, like Kai said.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and there's one guy in my faculty. Actually, he's a professor from the Philippines.
I know
And,
him,
Mr. Liao, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Liao.
He's really chill, and I like him so much. So, the stereotypical image of the Filipinos, for me, is him and you, and they are so chill and nice. So, that's the image I have.
And another thing, like I think there are a lot of Filipino workers in Japan.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
That's right.
Like I've just heard that in Miyajima, like 80% of people working for the kaki oysters
Yeah,
are
Uh-huh.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
That's actually
Wow.
big, right? 80%.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think
wow.
the Filipinos are like really into the working
Okay.
labor part of like not just Japan, but different parts of the world.
Okay.
Okay, good. My image of the Philippines is kind of, I heard the families are really close.
Yeah.
It's really important, families.
Oh.
Every country, families is important, but in the Philippines, the families are big.
True.
And if you move to another country, that's pretty hard, right? What do you think?
yeah.
Uh,
Actually, yeah, about the big families, like yearly, and when I was still in the Philippines, we had reunions.
Uh-huh.
And then like if you think of reunions, it could be just like maybe a 20 or 40 members, but for my experience, we had like 200.
Wow, that's a whole village.
Yeah, and like they're all my relatives.
Wow.
It's actually big.
Wow.
Okay, let's talk about some more countries near Japan. For example, Russia. Do you have any images of Russia, or have you had any Russian
Big.
friends or anything?
It's too vast. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never had communication with a Russian person,
Okay.
but my image of the country is very cold.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's wearing like fur coats.
Right.
The land is big.
Yeah, the
that's-
land is
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
Right. So nobody has really talked to any Russians or anything?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, okay, that's too bad, hey? How about other Southeast Asian countries? Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia? Any friends or anything from there, or any images?
My image of people from Southeast Asia is very friendly, very kind.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my image.
Yeah.
They like spicy food.
True.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that's
But
what
the
I
food is
think
very
too.
delicious. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I think they are rapidly developing right now.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
especially Thai or Singapore, those countries
Right.
are like, and also there are some exchange students from that area, and they are super intelligent. I think.
Right. Here at Hiroshima University, there are a lot of students from Southeast Asia. Do you talk to them ever? You guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Like I think most students would be from IDEC.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
And then there are students as well from our department, IGS,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
undergraduate. Yeah.
So do you talk to them?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
How do you talk to them? What do you say to them?
Hello. Good morning.
Nice to meet
And
you.
most of the time, since I'm from Philippines, so it's quite near to their countries.
Oh yeah.
We actually like exchange the similarities. Like for example, the language, food, and there are some snacks that are really similar
Mhm.
from our country. So maybe that's the thing that we talk
Okay,
about.
cool. Right. How about India? India's got a
India,
huge
yes.
population. Have you
Yeah.
met any people from India or anything?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
And I've been there once.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was a very great country. Everyone was very kind. When I was leaving India and I
Uh-huh.
was rushing to the airport because the airplane that we first went on was 5 hours late.
Wow.
Everyone helped us out. All of the people in the same airplane helped us out with our luggage. They moved very quickly so that we can run past them. And some people would tell us good luck and stuff like that. Yes, I had a very bad experience because the airplane was late, but also a good experience because the people were very kind about it.
Did you watch
Yeah.
Bollywood movie?
Yeah, I watched some on the airplane.
Yeah.
It was very cute. Like the
Uh-huh.
story was very cute.
Yes,
Everyone was dancing around. Yeah.
Mhm, they are good, yes. Any Indian friends? Not really?
I have one female friend from India, but she's too Japanese, so
Okay.
I couldn't really tell
Right.
what's India.
I also have a friend from India in my mountain hiking group, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
It seems like no friction, it seems like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we could go on. The list of countries is innumerable, but I have one more question for you guys.
Right.
And it's a big question. We've talked about friction here. What do you think about the future of humans?
Wow, it's really big.
Ah.
It's a big question.
Will there be a big war, or will people become friends with each other? Is the future bright or dark? Any impressions?
I think that it can be both bright and dark.
Okay.
So, even now, Donald Trump, for example,
Uh-huh.
is fighting with some other countries just for government reasons.
Uh-huh.
They're fighting. And, for example, Japanese government and Chinese government
Uh-huh.
don't always get along.
Uh-huh.
But that's just what the government wants to do for that country. It doesn't really. Well, it matters to the citizens, but also I think it's very important for us to really not listen to that kind of news in some kind of way. You should always have an open mind when you're talking to someone that's a different culture. So I think that for personal wise, for each person, it will be a bright future. But if the government doesn't have the same kind of mindset, it can become a dark future in some kind of way.
No
Yeah.
regular people want wars.
Yeah.
Why do the news and the government?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Any other impressions about the future? What do you think, Kay or Kai? Anything?
I cannot really tell about those cultural friction things, but from the biology, I feel like more and more technology will develop, and I think the matter of their philosophy or each person's ethics is gonna be more problem. For example, if or whether you allow genetic engineering or something like that.
Yeah. There's lots of when the cultures meet like this. There's all these different ethical problems.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
For me, I think if we continue with what we are doing right now, it's quite dangerous and it would be a problem. So I think it's in our hands to do something about it. So I think the future of humans, we must do something about it. Maybe we're not leaders of our countries,
Yeah.
but we're just the citizen. But if each citizen do something, if we move and decide to do something about it, we change our mindset of just thinking that, oh, since I'm not the leader, I'm just gonna chill. No, since we're the majority, we're the citizens, we must do something about it. So I think it's about the mindset, and it's in our hands actually.
Very good point, Kai. If we try to make friends with people from other cultures and maybe do like, for example, volunteer activities helping other people, then it will become a very bright future, right?
Yes.
Well,
one step at a time.
that's right. That's right. Okay, we've talked a lot about different cultures, everyone. Try to talk with your friends in English about these cultural issues and see what they think. And thank you again, Kay and Pearline and Kai. And everyone out there, we'll see you next time at Hiroshima University's English Podcast. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
いかがでしたか？人間同士でもお隣さんのことはよくわかる反面、だからこそ摩擦も生みやすいもの。お互いの立場や歴史と向き合いながら理解を深め、新しい関係を築いていくことが大切ですね。3人とジョーさんの話、皆さんはどのようにお感じになったでしょうか？それでは次回の異文化ディスカッションまでごきげんよう。